Have you ever paused to ask yourself, what is my true purpose now that I've reached the later stages of life? As we journey through our 50s, 60s, and beyond, time begins to feel more precious, and each day holds deeper significance. If you've dedicated decades to building a career, raising a family, and fulfilling responsibilities, you might find yourself wondering what comes next. In this video, we'll explore transformative insights that can help you rediscover joy, redefine your purpose, and embrace the freedom that comes with a life well lived. You'll learn how to prioritize your happiness, let go of outdated work ethics, and create a legacy of joy and fulfillment. Stay with us until the end to uncover practical strategies for cultivating gratitude, finding peace through forgiveness, and living a more intentional, slow-paced life. Whether you're looking to reinvent yourself, deepen your relationships, or simply find more meaning in each day, this video is your guide to making every moment count. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Now, let's begin. 1. The time you have left is precious. Time is one of the most precious gifts we have in this life, and the reality of how limited it is often strikes us when we least expect it. There is a deep truth in this simple fact that we cannot ignore. The time you have left is more valuable than anything else. As we grow older, time begins to feel both fleeting and weighty in ways we never imagined when we were younger. In our youth, days, weeks, and years passed by almost unnoticed, each one blending into the next. Time felt endless, like it was always there, ready to be filled with whatever we wanted. But as the years go by, we start to feel the weight of time's passage. The innocence of youth slowly gives way to a deeper awareness of how quickly things can change, how swiftly we can lose opportunities, and how suddenly life can turn a corner. Each sunrise begins to feel more profound as we grow older. It's not just another day, it's a reminder that life is moving, and we must keep up with it, making sure we're not just letting it pass us by. The reality is that our time is limited, and we don't know how much of it is left. Whether we have 10, 20, or 30 years ahead of us, every moment becomes a gift, and it's up to us to decide how we spend it. Some may find this thought intimidating, but I find it to be deeply empowering. It is a call to action. The time you have left is yours to cherish, to mold, to experience. You are in charge of how you live the rest of your days. This is not the end of your journey, but a new chapter that's waiting to be written. So ask yourself, what do I want to experience? What will bring me the most joy? What will give me peace? The answers are there, within you, just waiting to be uncovered. Looking back, it's easy to see how we've spent so much of our working years prioritizing responsibilities over personal fulfillment. We've often sacrificed our dreams, desires, and happiness for the sake of duty. We've put our heads down, focused on what needed to be done, only to realize that, in the process, we delayed the very things that make life meaningful. We've worked for others, we've worked for success, but have we worked for ourselves? But now, the landscape is different. Now, you have the freedom to choose. Now, you don't have to follow anyone else's expectations. You don't have to measure your worth by the clock or by the number of tasks you check off your list. These years, these precious, irreplaceable years, are yours to shape. I believe there is something truly beautiful about this time in life. It's a time to rediscover what truly matters, embrace what you love, live with authenticity, and find joy in the little things that you may have overlooked before. No more waiting for the right moment or the perfect time. Now is that moment. The time to pursue what brings you fulfillment, nurture your relationships, explore new passions, or even find peace in simple stillness. Make this chapter of your life one of the most meaningful. You deserve that. 2. Happiness can't wait until someday. If there's one profound lesson that life has taught me over the years, it's this: waiting for happiness is nothing short of a mistake. We've all done it, pushed our happiness into the future, believing that it will somehow show up once the circumstances are just right. How many times have we said to ourselves, I'll be happy when the kids are grown up and out of the house. Or I'll be happy once I pay off this never-ending mortgage. Or I'll be happy when I finally retire and have the time to do what I want. It's almost as if we treat happiness like a distant reward, one that can only be earned after reaching some future goal. But let's be real. How often have those goals come and gone, only to find that happiness remains elusive? As much as we try to convince ourselves otherwise, if we take a step back and examine our lives honestly, we start to realize that happiness isn't something that arrives at the end of a long waiting period. It's not hidden behind some future milestone. I can't help but wonder how many of us have spent years telling ourselves, once I achieve this, then I'll be happy, only to reach that point and still feel, well, a little empty, or at least not as happy as we thought we'd be. Why is that? Why does the happiness we so eagerly anticipated feel so fleeting, or sometimes non-existent? It's because we've been looking in the wrong place. The truth is, happiness isn't found in some distant when. It's found in the now, right now. At this stage of life, I've come to understand more than ever that I simply don't have time to keep putting off my happiness. We think we have all the time in the world, but life is too precious, too short to keep deferring joy. We deserve to feel fulfilled, to feel truly alive, not someday, but today. This moment. Right here, right now. The idea that joy is something we will eventually earn is a trap, a lie we tell ourselves to delay what we truly need. The reality is, we've all waited long enough. And if we think about it, the life we're living right now, the people we love, the moments we experience, the simple beauty of the world around us, deserves our full attention and appreciation. Happiness, I've come to realize, is not something that happens to us when everything falls into place. It's a choice. It's a decision that we make every single day. And it's not about waiting for the perfect circumstances, the ideal job, or a pristine life. It's about actively choosing to find joy, even in the smallest of things, even when life doesn't look the way we expect it to. For me, it's about recognizing the little moments, the moments we often overlook, that bring us true joy. A quiet moment with a cup of coffee shared with a friend can hold more happiness than all the gold in the world. A walk through nature, with the cool breeze on your face and the sound of birds chirping in the background, can be more rejuvenating than a week-long vacation. And sometimes, even curling up with a good book can transport us to a place of peace and contentment that we long for, yet it's available to us every day. So take a moment. Reflect. What brings you happiness today? Not next month. Not in a year. But today, at this very moment. The things that fill your heart with warmth. The things that make you feel alive. Maybe it's something as simple as a warm hug from someone you care about, or the satisfaction of finally finishing a project you've been putting off. Maybe it's the laughter of your children or the quiet serenity of the sunset. Whatever it is, don't wait for someday. Don't wait for the world to hand you the perfect moment. Choose happiness today, and feel the fullness of life in every breath you take. 3. Let go of the work ethic trap and redefine purpose. For much of our lives, we've been conditioned to believe that our value is intrinsically linked to how hard we work. From an early age, we are taught that our worth is measured by our productivity, our achievements, and the roles we play in society. We're told that success comes from constant striving, from always being busy, and from climbing the endless ladder of career advancement. I know, I felt it too. The pressure to keep pushing, to prove our worth through what we accomplish. It's a narrative we've all internalized, often without question. For years, this might have felt true. Work gave us structure, purpose, and a sense of identity. But as we grow older and life changes, it's important to ask ourselves, does my life still have meaning if I'm not working the way I used to? If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The reality is that, over time, the very idea of our identity being solely tied to our job becomes a dangerous trap. It's a trap that many people fall into, leaving them feeling empty and directionless once they retire or step away from their professional lives. For decades, your role may have been clear: a teacher, a doctor, a business owner, a homemaker. But what happens when that role is no longer your defining feature? It can be incredibly disorienting and even terrifying. You might find yourself asking, if I'm not working, then who am I? And I understand that feeling. It's not just a question of what you do, but of who you are. When work is no longer the centerpiece of your life, it can feel like you're losing part of yourself. But here's the truth that I wish someone had told me earlier. Purpose does not retire. Your purpose is not confined to the title you hold or the tasks you perform daily. It's something deeper, something that transcends the confines of any career. The moment you realize this, a wave of relief washes over you. You are still worthy, still important, and still capable of contributing, just in a different way. Now is the time to redefine what gives your life meaning. You don't need to measure your purpose by a clock in time or an email inbox. Instead, you can start exploring new paths that bring you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of contribution. Maybe it's time to volunteer for a cause that has always been close to your heart, something that stirs your soul and connects you to a larger community. Or perhaps you can become a mentor, offering the wisdom you've gained over the years to the younger generation, and guiding them through the challenges you once faced. There are endless possibilities to find meaning outside of the traditional work environment. Dive into hobbies you once put on the back burner. Write that novel, learn to paint, or finally take up that musical instrument you've always wanted to master. The beauty of this stage in life is that you get to choose what brings you joy. It's about finding ways to contribute to the world and yourself that don't require a paycheck or a job title. Purpose isn't something that fades with retirement. It's something that evolves, expands, and grows. There's no expiration date on your dreams, and you're never too old to discover new passions, new avenues for connection, or new ways to feel fulfilled. Embrace the opportunity to redefine who you are and what your purpose means to you. It's a liberating journey, one that allows you to focus on what truly matters. Living a life that feels meaningful, regardless of the role you once played in the workforce. Fourth, stop waiting for permission to enjoy life. For much of your life, you've adhered to the rules, carrying out your responsibilities with unwavering dedication. You've worked tirelessly to provide for your family, met societal expectations, and perhaps sacrificed your desires for the good of others. You've been the rock for your loved ones, the dependable spouse, the devoted parent, the diligent employee, the dutiful friend. And in doing so, you've woven your life around the needs of others, often placing your happiness on the back burner. But as the years pass, you might find yourself standing at a crossroads, wondering if you need someone's permission to finally take a breath, to live for yourself, to embrace the joy that might have been long forgotten. The truth, though, is simple and profound. You don't need anyone's permission anymore. You've spent decades putting others first: your children, your spouse, your work, your community, and you have done so with grace, patience, and love. You've fulfilled your obligations, perhaps even sacrificed your dreams, desires, and leisure to make sure others had what they needed. Now, it's your turn. Now is the time to start living for you. It may feel strange, even uncomfortable, at first. For so long, you've been the caregiver, the giver, the one who constantly puts others' needs ahead of your own. It may feel like a selfish act to start prioritizing your happiness. But let me tell you this, it is not selfish. It is necessary. It is essential for your well-being. You've given so much of yourself for so long. It is not only your right but your responsibility to step into a space where you take care of yourself too. Whether it's travel that fills your soul with wonder or a quiet afternoon spent in the garden surrounded by the beauty you've nurtured, you no longer need to seek permission to do what makes you happy. Go for it. If there's something you've always wanted to do but never allowed yourself, now is the time. Life has allowed you to finally indulge in the joys that bring you peace. Don't justify it. Don't seek approval. You've already given so much: your love, your care, your effort. Now it's time to give back to yourself. And let me assure you, the world will not fall apart. In fact, by nourishing your happiness, by embracing what truly fills your heart, you will find that you have even more to offer the people you love. Your joy will not only enrich your own life but will ripple out to those around you. In this chapter, prioritizing your happiness isn't just a reward, it's a responsibility. You deserve it. This time, this space, this peace of mind. Take it, live it. It's your turn now, and the world is waiting to see you shine. 5. The myth of work-life balance for seniors. The myth of work-life balance for seniors is something that many of us have struggled with throughout our careers. You've probably heard the term work-life balance countless times during your working years, often an elusive ideal, something that seemed impossible to achieve. It was a constant juggling act, trying to meet the demands of your career while still finding time for personal needs, family, and self-care. It was about living up to expectations, fulfilling obligations, and somehow squeezing in moments for yourself. But now, as you approach or embrace retirement, the very idea of work-life balance takes on a different, deeper meaning, one that resonates with the soul. At this stage of life, work and life no longer need to be in a tug-of-war. It's not about finding a compromise between career and personal happiness. No, now it's about shifting the focus entirely to life. The years ahead are far too precious, too fleeting, to be spent on things that drain your energy or rob you of joy. If you're still working, that's completely okay, but the emphasis should shift. The balance needs to lean heavily, if not entirely, in favor of nurturing your spirit, fulfilling your desires, and cherishing the simple pleasures of life. It's no longer about fitting life around work. It's about fitting work, if necessary, into a life that is all about what truly matters to you. For those who are already retired, this moment is a beautiful, liberating opportunity. It's time to shed the notion that your identity is defined by your work, by your career. Let go of the mindset that says, "I am only as valuable as my job." Life should come first. Your life, your passions, your happiness. This is the time to redefine yourself, to fill your days with what truly nourishes your heart. Now, you have the ultimate gift. Time. Time that is yours to shape, to fill with whatever brings you joy. Perhaps it's traveling to places you've always dreamed of, rekindling old hobbies that once lit up your soul, spending precious moments with family and friends who mean the world to you, or simply embracing the peace and tranquility that comes with a slower pace of life. There's no need to rush anymore. The balance you're seeking now isn't a tug-of-war between work and life. It's a balance within life itself, a balance that comes from focusing on what makes you happy, what brings you peace, and what fills your days with meaning. This is your time. Time to live for yourself, to savor the moments that matter. It's about prioritizing what nourishes your spirit and letting go of anything that doesn't. It's a time to feel, to be present, to deeply appreciate the gift of life. No more distractions. No more compromises. Just pure, uninterrupted joy. 6. The happiness advantage. The real fountain of youth. Happiness is so much more than a fleeting emotion or a simple state of mind. It is, in fact, a profound, life-altering force with the potential to completely reshape the trajectory of our lives. Time and again, research has shown that those who are truly happy live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. This isn't just a poetic idea. It's backed by science and is often referred to as the happiness advantage. It's a powerful concept, one that tells us happiness is not merely a momentary joy, but something we can harness at any age to enhance our well-being. I find this notion incredibly inspiring. It's a reminder that we hold the keys to a richer, more vibrant life in our hands, and it's within our power to choose happiness, regardless of how many years we've lived. When we are happy, something extraordinary happens in our bodies. It's as if happiness awakens a kind of magic within us. Our immune systems become stronger, our minds sharper, and our spirits more resilient. It's almost as if happiness becomes the catalyst for our bodies to function at their best. We become more energetic, more inclined to stay active, and more eager to engage with the world around us. Happiness, it turns out, is not only a state of mind but a powerful driver of our physical health. I can't help but feel deeply moved by this. It's as if choosing joy is not just a mental decision, it's an investment in our future well-being. But, of course, we often wonder, how do we cultivate happiness, especially as we age and life presents us with challenges? The answer lies in the simplest of actions, those seemingly small, everyday moments that we sometimes overlook. True happiness is about savoring time with loved ones, pursuing activities that light a fire in your soul, or simply taking a quiet walk through nature, soaking in its beauty. It's about finding joy in the little things, the ordinary moments that make life extraordinary. I deeply believe that happiness doesn't reside in the grand, dramatic events of life, but in the daily acts of love, gratitude, and mindfulness that we choose to embrace. This, I believe, is the real fountain of youth, the ability to truly enjoy and appreciate the life we are living right now. It's not hidden in a bottle, not found in a pill, and certainly not locked away in some distant future. No, the secret to a long and joyful life is right here in our hands, in our hearts. When we make happiness our priority, we don't just improve the quality of our lives, we extend them. It's as if by choosing happiness, we unlock a longer, more vibrant existence. So, my advice is simple. Don't wait for happiness to find you. Start today. Make the choice to find joy in every moment, to embrace the beauty that surrounds you, and to prioritize your well-being. Watch how, little by little, your life transforms. And as you do, you may just discover that the best years of your life, the ones filled with boundless energy, vitality, and joy, are ahead of you, not behind you. 7. It's never too late to change your life. It's easy to believe that with age comes the certainty that dreams must be put to rest and change is a luxury of the young. But let me tell you, this couldn't be farther from the truth. It's never too late to change your life. No matter where you are on life's journey, whether you're in your 30s, 50s, or even 70s, the power to reinvent yourself is always within your reach. This idea that we must settle into the roles and paths we've carved for ourselves is, frankly, a limiting belief we need to shed. The human spirit is endlessly capable of growth, transformation, and embracing new horizons. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. We've all heard about those inspiring people who, despite the passage of time, choose to defy convention and embrace the adventure of change. People in their 60s and 70s embark on new careers, learning new skills, and discovering unexpected passions. The beauty of their stories is that they demonstrate, in the most powerful way possible, that age does not diminish your ability to dream and achieve. There's something uniquely powerful about the willingness to start anew when you have the wisdom of life's experiences behind you. And perhaps that's the true secret. It's not about waiting for the perfect time, but about having the courage to take action, no matter the stage of life. Think about it for a moment. What if we stopped waiting for the right moment and instead chose to live fully in the present? If there's something you've always wanted to do, whether it's to travel to that faraway place you've dreamed about for years, to pick up that language that excites you, or to finally dive into that hobby you've been putting off, now is the time. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. The world is filled with endless possibilities, and age is nothing but a number. Your potential is limitless as long as your heart remains open and your mind remains curious. For far too long, we've been conditioned to believe that age equals stagnation, but nothing could be more wrong. Life is meant to be lived fully, no matter what stage you're in. The joy of living comes from the willingness to explore, to learn, to evolve. And let's not forget that, with each new step you take, your life becomes richer, more vibrant, and more meaningful. In my personal opinion, life only becomes more precious as we gain years, and it is in those very years that we find new layers of courage and resilience we never knew we had. So, if you're feeling like it's too late to change, just know it never is. The possibilities are endless, waiting for you to take the first step. Age is not a barrier. It is simply a chapter in your never-ending story of growth. Embrace change, embrace the unknown, and most importantly, embrace yourself. 8. Leaving a legacy of joy. As the years go by, the idea of leaving behind a lasting legacy becomes something we all inevitably contemplate. It's a question that stirs the heart and the soul. What will people remember about me once I'm gone? How will my actions and the way I live resonate with the people I've loved? It's easy to get caught up in thinking that legacy is solely about the material things we leave behind. Money, property, or possessions. But the true legacy, the one that lasts beyond lifetimes, is far more profound. It's not about what you have, but how you live and what values you impart to those who follow in your footsteps. At the heart of it all lies one powerful truth: the legacy of joy. Joy is, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful legacies anyone can leave behind. It's the kind of legacy that transcends generations, one that isn't bound by time or space. When we choose to live a life filled with joy, it's not just about feeling good ourselves, but about spreading that light to others. It's about nurturing a life of kindness, compassion, and love, one that wraps itself around the hearts of everyone we encounter. Imagine being remembered for the laughter you shared, the warmth you exuded, the love you gave so freely. When I think about the impact I want to have on those I care about, it's not about leaving them rich, but about leaving them with the ability to find happiness in the smallest of moments, just like I've tried to do. Every day, whether we realize it or not, we are building our legacy. With every action, every word, and every moment we share with those we love, we are shaping the way people will think of us long after we're gone. What do we want that memory to be? For me, I want to be remembered as someone who found joy in the ordinary, who cherished life's simple pleasures. I want to be the person who took time to listen, who gave without expecting anything in return, who found beauty in every day and shared it with others. I want to be remembered for the love I gave, the compassion I showed, and the joy I brought into the world. I believe that by making these choices, by choosing joy over bitterness, kindness over anger, love over indifference, we're not only building a better life for ourselves, but we're creating a ripple effect that touches the lives of those who follow. And in doing so, we create a legacy that not only endures but flourishes. A legacy that says, I lived well, and I loved even better. And I truly believe that's the kind of legacy that will remain long after we are gone. A legacy of joy that will live on in the hearts of those we leave behind. 9. Embracing gratitude, the key to fulfillment. If there's one profound practice that can truly transform your later years, it's the art of embracing gratitude. As the years pass by, it's easy to get caught up in a spiral of loss, our youth, our health, and the opportunities that once seemed abundant. We may mourn the fleeting beauty of days gone by or lament the dreams that never came to fruition. But amidst these inevitable changes, there's a powerful force that can shift our perspective entirely: gratitude. It's a simple yet transformative act that has the power to change how we experience the world and ourselves. Gratitude, in its deepest form, isn't just about acknowledging the big milestones or grand gestures in life. It's about recognizing the often overlooked, yet profoundly important, small moments that make life worth living. It's the soft, golden warmth of the sun on your skin in the morning, the symphony of birds singing outside your window as dawn breaks, or the comforting embrace of a loved one whose smile lights up the room. These are the moments, often so simple and fleeting, that carry the most meaning. And these moments, they are still very much a part of your life, even as time marches on. The power of gratitude is undeniable. Countless studies have shown that people who practice gratitude regularly experience higher levels of happiness, improved health, and an overall sense of fulfillment. Why is that? Because gratitude has the remarkable ability to bring us peace, even in the face of adversity. When we are grateful, we stop fixating on what's missing and start acknowledging what is still abundant in our lives. And trust me, even in the darkest of times, there is always something to be thankful for. It could be as simple as a quiet moment of reflection, or the comfort of knowing you've made it through another day. I can't stress enough how important it is to make gratitude a daily practice. It doesn't have to be something grandiose or complicated. I'd recommend starting your day with it, even before you step out of bed. Think of 3 things, big or small, that you're grateful for. It might be the soft sheets that cradle you, the chance to see another sunrise, or the thought of someone you love. Let that sense of appreciation wash over you, and let it set the tone for the rest of your day. It's such a simple practice, yet it can dramatically shift the course of your day and even your life. And the more you practice it, the more you'll realize just how rich your life truly is. Life, even with all its imperfections, is full of treasures waiting to be discovered. Gratitude is the lens through which we can see them, and in this act of seeing, we begin to understand how fortunate we truly are. It's easy to focus on what's missing, but when we embrace gratitude, we start to see all that is still present, still precious, still worth celebrating. For me, gratitude is a reminder that life, no matter how much it changes, is always abundant in the things that matter most. It's not about what we've lost, but about what we still have, and what we can still give to others. Gratitude, in its simplest form, is a gift we can give ourselves every day, and it's the key to finding joy and fulfillment, no matter where we are in life. 10. Finding peace through forgiveness. As the years pass by, we inevitably accumulate the weight of past regrets, mistakes, and unresolved conflicts. These emotional burdens, like shadows, often follow us into the present, threatening to cloud our ability to experience peace and joy. The older we get, the heavier these burdens seem to become, stealing away our serenity and replacing it with a constant, gnawing ache. But here's a truth, a powerful and life-changing revelation that has the potential to transform the later chapters of our lives. Forgiveness is the key to true, lasting inner peace. It is not just a nice idea, but an essential act of emotional liberation that can lighten even the most burdensome heart. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. We tend to think of it as something we do for others, as a gift we offer to those who have wronged us. But in reality, forgiveness is one of the most profound gifts we can give to ourselves. It is a gift that allows us to reclaim our happiness, our peace of mind, and our emotional well-being. By forgiving, we free ourselves from the chains of bitterness, resentment, and anger that can keep us emotionally shackled to the past. These emotions are like toxic weights, dragging us down and preventing us from moving forward in life. Forgiveness is the antidote to that poison. Imagine, for a moment, the freedom that comes from letting go of the pain and grudges you've carried for years. Think of how much energy and peace it would take to release the resentment that keeps bubbling up every time you think of certain people or events. Without forgiveness, it's so easy to become a prisoner of our minds, trapped in a loop of old hurts and regrets, replaying them over and over, unable to move forward. The sadness, frustration, and anger we carry with us over time can become so deeply ingrained in our hearts that they feel like permanent parts of who we are. But they don't have to be. At this stage of life, it's crucial to pause and ask ourselves a simple but powerful question. What am I still holding on to that is preventing me from living fully in the present moment? What unresolved pain, what lingering anger or guilt, is weighing me down and keeping me from embracing the future with open arms? It could be a family conflict, a friendship that ended on bitter terms, or even mistakes you've made that you have never been able to forgive yourself for. We all have our burdens, some of them so heavy they threaten to break us, but now is the time to let go. Holding on to these emotional wounds is like carrying around a backpack full of rocks. It's exhausting, painful, and completely unnecessary. Forgiving does not mean forgetting, nor does it mean condoning the wrongs that were done. It is not an act of excusing others for their actions. Instead, forgiveness is the act of releasing the emotional grip that these past events have over our hearts. It is about permitting ourselves to heal and to move forward, no longer defined by the pain we've endured. When we forgive, We choose to free ourselves from the chains of the past and to stop allowing the past to control our present and our future. It is about choosing peace over suffering, love over bitterness. There are moments, of course, when forgiveness feels impossible. It's hard sometimes to imagine letting go of the anger that feels so justifiable, so deeply ingrained in us. But that's where the real power of forgiveness lies. It's a choice, a decision to choose peace over perpetual suffering. And while it may not be easy, it is one of the most courageous things we can do. It is, in fact, a true act of self-love. Forgiving doesn't mean that everything will magically be okay or that the pain will disappear overnight. But it means that you're no longer letting the hurt define you. It means you're ready to embrace the next chapter of your life with a heart that is no longer burdened, no longer shackled to the past. And that, perhaps, is the greatest gift of all, the ability to live fully and freely, to experience the joy and peace that comes from within. So, if you find yourself carrying old wounds, remember this: you deserve to be free. You deserve to let go, to heal, and to step into the future with an open heart. Don't let your past define your future. Forgive, not for the other person, but for your peace, your happiness. Let go of the hurt, embrace the freedom, and move forward into the beautiful life that's waiting for you. Forgiveness is not just a noble act, it is an essential act of survival. It is the only path to reclaiming your joy and rediscovering the peace you deserve. 11. Embracing a life of purpose. As we journey through life, it's not uncommon to reach a point where we begin to feel like our best days are behind us. The dreams we once had seemed distant, and the energy we once possessed starts to fade. But I believe with all my heart that this belief is nothing more than a myth. It's never ever too late to find meaning, discover a purpose, and truly live with intention. In fact, for many people, it's in their later years that they experience a powerful, renewed sense of direction, a fulfillment that was perhaps missing during their youth. It's in those quieter moments, when the rush of life slows down, that we can finally tune in to what truly matters. Purpose, I feel, is like the very heartbeat of our existence. It's what keeps us going when everything else feels uncertain. It's the invisible force that propels us forward, filling our days with meaning and making us eager to rise every morning, no matter the weather or the challenges ahead. Purpose gives us that spark of excitement, that reason to get out of bed and face each day with a sense of determination and joy. For some, purpose is found in the warmth of family and in the bonds we nurture with loved ones. For others, it's about pursuing passions that light up our soul or making a difference in the world, no matter how small that difference might seem. It could even be something as simple as learning something new, stretching our minds and our hearts to grow in ways we never thought possible. What's most incredible about embracing purpose at any age is that there are no rules, no boundaries, no right or wrong way to find it. The opportunities are endless, and they're waiting for you to claim them. It doesn't have to be an extraordinary pursuit. You don't have to start a massive charity or climb a mountain, though if you feel called to do so, go for it. Purpose can be found in the quiet moments, in the small things we do that make a difference. It could be as simple as volunteering your time to help someone in need, mentoring a younger person, or diving into a hobby that you've always longed to explore. Whether it's tending to a beautiful garden, starting a book club with friends, or writing your memoirs to share the richness of your life with the next generation, there is so much waiting for you. And one of the most powerful things about embracing a purposeful life later on is the sheer freedom it brings. It's a time to let go of the obligations that no longer serve us, to step away from the pressure of pleasing others or chasing things that don't truly fulfill us. This is your time to focus solely on what makes you happy, what brings you peace and joy. It's a chance to stop living up to the expectations of others and start living for yourself. There's something profoundly empowering about that. You are in the driver's seat, choosing what matters most, what resonates with your heart. And remember, finding purpose doesn't require a grand, life-altering plan. It doesn't demand radical changes. It's often the small, deliberate choices, the decision to be present at the moment, to savor the little joys that can lead to the greatest fulfillment. It's about being intentional with your time, about finding the beauty and the potential in each day, no matter where you are in life. Life is not a race, it's a journey. And no matter where you are on that journey, it's never too late to discover your purpose and live it with everything you've got. For me, that realization is both humbling and liberating. Life is a gift, and every moment is a new chance to embrace purpose, however that may look. And I truly believe that no matter how many years we have left, it's the pursuit of that purpose that makes life worth living. 12. The beauty of slow living. In a world that seems to demand more and more from us every single day, where the pressure to be productive, efficient, and constantly moving forward never stops, slow living emerges as a beacon of calm and freedom. It offers us a beautiful, almost rebellious alternative to the relentless hustle that defines modern life. For those of us in our later years, especially, slow living can feel like a soft, comforting embrace, a reminder that life is not just about doing more, but about being more. It encourages us to stop, breathe, and reconnect with ourselves and the world in ways that we often forget to when we're caught up in the rush. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Slow living isn't just a lifestyle. It's a mindset, a philosophy that values quality over quantity. It's about savoring the present moment, really being in it, rather than constantly looking ahead or behind. It's about embracing mindfulness, appreciating the richness of each second, and cherishing the experiences that make up the fabric of our lives, whether those moments are grand or simple. I can't help but feel that we often overlook the beauty in the small things. A warm cup of tea in the morning, the sound of birdsong in the trees, the touch of a loved one's hand. These are the things that can fill us with a sense of peace, yet they are so easily eclipsed by the noise and speed of the world around us. As we age, it's natural that the pace of life begins to slow down. But this slowing down doesn't need to signify a loss of purpose, passion, or vitality. On the contrary, it can bring a profound shift, a newfound space to breathe, reflect, and discover joy in the simplest of things. I've realized that slowing down allows us to reclaim time for what truly matters. For self-care, for connection, for wonder. The way I see it, there is nothing more precious than the gift of time, and slow living invites us to spend it more intentionally, more lovingly. Whether it's taking a peaceful walk in nature, having a quiet conversation with a friend, or simply sitting in silence and watching the world go by, these moments, small as they may seem, become the building blocks of a deeply fulfilled life. One of the most beautiful aspects of slow living is its invitation to create a life that feels truly intentional. We no longer have to be slaves to external demands and distractions. Instead, we can take control of how we spend our time and energy. We can focus on the things that fill our hearts with joy, that bring us peace, and that nourish our souls. It might mean saying no to the constant bombardment of obligations, to-do lists, or societal expectations, and saying yes to what genuinely resonates with us. In doing so, we cultivate a sense of inner fulfillment that transcends the external chaos of modern life. Slow living teaches us that it's okay to slow down, to breathe, to let go. And in doing so, we find a deeper sense of connection with ourselves and the world around us. And isn't that what we all truly seek? To live a life that feels meaningful, not rushed or distracted, but purposeful and rich with the beauty of the present moment. As I reflect on this, I feel incredibly grateful for the chance to embrace a slower, more deliberate pace. There is beauty in simplicity, and I've come to see that the small, everyday moments, often the ones we least expect, hold the power to fill our hearts with profound joy. In the end, it's not the speed at which we live that matters most, but the depth with which we experience life. Slow living, in its most gentle and powerful form, offers us the chance to savor that depth and rediscover the wonders we so often overlook in our frantic rush through life. As we wrap up this discussion on the beauty of slow living, I want you to take a moment to reflect on what you've learned today. How can slowing down truly transform your life and bring more joy and fulfillment to your everyday experiences? What's one thing you've learned that you will carry with you and start putting into practice from now on? I'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections. Please leave a comment below this video and share one takeaway that you plan to embrace in your life. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us continue to create valuable content for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to reading your comments.